All right, everybody. So here's the grand finale. After months of debate that started in May of 1787 with the initial goal of revising the Articles of Confederation, it quickly turned into a meeting that was rebuilding the Constitution of the United States of America, basically going back to the drawing board and starting all over from scratch. We know there was this stronger Federalist Virginia plan that favored the large states and gave a lot more power to the central government. And then there was the counteroffer of the small states led by New Jersey, which got back to more of a one state, one vote structure so that no bigger state could overpower the smaller states and that we maintained this idea of the union being built on the backs of the states. And that gave a little bit more power to the federal level because of taxation and the establishment of an executive and a judiciary within the government. But we were stalled out. And it appeared at this point, as you got deeper into the summer, that the Federalists were just going to throw in a towel and the whole thing might come crashing down and reach no type of compromise or resolve to the issues that were being faced whatsoever. Finally, a plan is originated out of the state of Connecticut. Okay, formerly it's known as the Connecticut Plan, but forever it will be known, in layman's terms, as the Great Compromise. So what we got to figure out is, where was the compromise? What was so great about it? If you take a look here at the notes on the screen, it tells you that right away, there's your executive, there's your judiciary, nothing new here. An enforcement branch with the executive branch, a judging branch, interpreting of the laws with the judiciary. It's going to go back to the Virginia plan's design of a bicameral legislature, meaning, again, there will be two houses, bi meaning two as a prefix, cameral meaning house. Legislative branch makes the laws. It's in this branch where the Great Compromise will be established. Instead of an upper or lower house, you're going to have two different names, the House of Representatives and the Senate. And here's where this amazing structure comes from. The House of Representatives would be based upon the population. The bigger your state is, the more representatives you'll have to represent your state. And in the House, the representatives will be directly elected by the people of that state. So that's a little bit more in line with the lower house of the Virginia plan, where the people actually vote for it. Then comes the other part of the compromise, and it's the Senate. In the Senate, no matter how big or how small your state is, whether you're Rhode Island or whether you're Virginia, each state will have two senators. And this is the plan that we have in effect today. So it's not quite the 1-to-1, but it's 2-to-1, two senators per one state, or one state to two senators, however you want to flip that ratio. But at the end of the day, it equalizes all of the states' value in the Senate. So we have one house that allows the larger states to be represented larger, for lack of a better term, that have more population for their representation in that that house. But in the other one, it's fixed based upon just a state and two senators. It's a finite number there. So there's your compromise. We have part of the legislative branch that appeases the large states, which is the lower house, or the House of Representatives. And then we have the other part that represents the small states, which was kind of the upper house idea of the Virginia plan, now known as the Senate. Now, in the Senate, you will not have direct election of the senators just yet. That's going to come years later as an amendment gets added to the Constitution. So at this point, they're going to be nominated at the state level, similar to what was taking place in the Virginia plan. So back in Pennsylvania, down in Philadelphia at the state government, they would actually vote for our two senators there. We would not directly put them in power. We would indirectly do that. Both houses would be completely equal except for one issue. The House of Representatives will have the ability to tax the citizens of America. And the idea behind that was that the House is directly voted for by the people. So if you're going to have the ability to tax, you need to be within the grasp of the regular citizens. We could vote you out very quickly. Remember, the House of Representatives is going to be set up as 2-year terms. The Senate will be 6-year terms as well. So the House, if you mess up, you're out the door much quicker, and the people have direct election of you. So the power to tax given to them, they're easier to hold accountable much quicker. So there, folks, is the Great Compromise. It falls within the legislative branch of this Connecticut plan. And that would be the plan that is finally adopted here at the convention and would go back to the states to be fought over for the next few years.